We are here at the Gallagher Convention Center in sunny Midrand, Johannesburg at the SU20. And I'm going to say it in full. That's the StartUp20. It is day one, and joining me is Setfast Group Exec of Stakeholder Ecosystem and Management, Miss Ntabeleng Mukitemi Dlamini. How are you, girl?
Hi, Tinsala, how are you?
I'm fabulous, thanks, and you?
Very well, thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. So I was excited when I woke up this morning to come here, but I would like to find out what today is all about.
So Tinsala, I also woke up very excited this morning because for the very first time we are congregating here under StartUp20 on African soil for the very first time, and we are congregated as over 41 countries, over 880 organizations, policymakers, entrepreneurs. The whole ecosystem is here in Gallagher to elevate the MSME policy agenda and to strengthen the role of MSMEs as engines, the drivers of sustainable and inclusive economic growth.
I love that. Over 41 countries. That is a lot. And did you say 880 organizations? Wow. If I'm an MSME sitting at home right now and watching this, what does it mean for me? How do I fit into this big picture?
So it's very important that we elevate, as I said, the policy dialogue around MSMEs to make sure that when we talk about inclusive growth, sustainable growth, that MSMEs are also taken into the mainstream of the economic transformation agenda. That's what is important. And what it means, I think, even for us at ZETFA as the ecosystem coordinator, ecosystem enabler, is to make sure that the needs of the MSMEs are taken into account, whether you're talking green economy, when you're talking access to market, access to finance, digital transformation, that these discussions as they are happening, that MSMEs' real needs are taken into consideration. So that's why it's very important for the MSME at home, as well as us at ZETFA, as well as the ecosystem of the MSMEs.
Thank you so much for those insightful words. Follow us. Let's hear more. Let's see more. This is just day one. We're back again tomorrow to give you all that you need, especially you, the MSME.
The hosting of the G20, in particular SU20, on the African soil marks a profoundly significant milestone for ourselves as the country and Africa as the continent. It is a declaration that Africa is not merely a recipient of policy, but a co-author and co-architect of global solutions. For us as the country, it reinforces our conviction that the transformation of MSMEs and the startup ecosystem is not peripheral. It is central to building a just, inclusive and sustainable economy that leaves no one behind. Again, I want you to pay attention on the just and inclusion. And this is what we stand for as South Africa, and this is what we have said we're going to be focusing on as we drive the G20 agenda as the president of this term. If we are not getting involved meaningfully, impactfully in the digital economy, we're going to continue being bystanders. And we have taken a conscious decision to say that this time we're not going to be spectators in what drives the economy, but we're going to be part and parcel of driving the economy through the innovations that we come with. As a result of this, SITFA, our agency, is preparing to launch a SITFA Pay, which is a digital payment and financial inclusion platform that is designed to integrate micro and informal enterprises, your sponsor shops, your hair salons, your street traders, township businesses into the formal economy. When we do that, we not bring regulations, but it is ensuring that people can have access to platforms and markets beyond their own geographical area. SITFA Pay will enable a secure, low-cost, and interoperable digital ecosystem, because as we continue to talk about access, affordability is the key driver of that access. We may have all those devices available, whatever services, but if they are not affordable, which means anyone who wants to drive an economy that is inclusive has to look at the 3 A's. Do you know them? Accessibility, affordability, and availability. And for that to happen, we need collaboration, and we need thinkers and innovators that must make sure that it is realized.
On behalf of the Saudi delegation, I would like to thank you for inviting us to join you at the South African StartUp20 Summit. We are proud to represent the Kingdom in this official G20 engagement group, a group that holds the highest potential to become the G20 most impactful platform. Under the leadership of His Majesty King Salman bin Abdulaziz and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia continues to champion innovation, entrepreneurship and global cooperation, paving the way for startups to become drivers of economic growth and sustainable impact. Over the past few years, Saudi Arabia has emerged as one of the fastest growing economies in the G20 and one of the fastest growing startup ecosystems in the world.
On behalf of the Startup Engagement Group, I would like to express a word of gratitude to the Minister for Small Business Development, Mr. Randadeni, and the entire leadership of the department for your support. Your steer got us here today. To the International Secretariat, especially Prince Farad, thank you for your leadership, coaching, and challenge. And I think we came out of the process with a great product. To the task force leaders and the task forces, thank you for your great work. You have done most of the work, most importantly, by just doing the work without being guided. So it's a self-directing team, it's typical of small businesses.
We are here this afternoon with SETFA's board chair, Ms. Nonzuzo Makanda. She had the opportunity to speak during one of the panel sessions earlier, and I would like her to please unpack at least 3 elements that she spoke about in her report that she's sending for the SU20. Hi, Chair.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. On our recommendations as part of the Finance and Investment Committee, because we all know cash is king, people must start business for them to make money. 3 key recommendations were submitted: the tokenization, and also using the tax to incentivize funding or investment that will be so inclusive and take care of women-owned businesses and youth-owned businesses, just to make sure that no one is left behind, and to make sure that all the underserved communities and groups are able to get an opportunity to be funded. Access to finance is key. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Chair. And just one last question. I like how you spoke about no one should be left behind. Can you please just tell us, as an MSME watching from home, how can I participate?
In terms of participating to the G20, remember the resolutions, or rather the recommendations that are going, they're going to go to the head of states, and then from there they will then decide on whether they adopt what SU20 is putting forward. We're crossing our fingers that the head of state see it appropriate that these recommendations are impactful and they are inclusive in nature, and they will involve everybody. I will urge every MSME to participate in all these G20 conversations. If they can't do SU20, they can do any other one, because small businesses cut across all these conversations. It's not just SU20. SU20 is focusing on the startups, but there are other conversations in other Y20 and all of these other structures, where they are elevated. But entrepreneurship and being an MSME, you can't sit at home. Go out there, network, find opportunities. If you can't find anything, at least watch somewhere where these conversations are had, so that you can participate online and do whatever that you can to grasp as much as you can. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Did you hear that? You should also participate from home. This was day 1. I'm Tinswalo, and I'm out.